in Arizona. It's something I think would be very interested in. I just learned about it.
Ooh, okay, I'm
Yeah.
game. I like hearing about Star Wars in Arizona. I was just there too. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it looks like we are live. And so, hey, Scott, how's it going?
Great, Kayleen. How are you this week?
I am absolutely terrific this week. It is lovely to see you and going, let's see, getting back into having lunches on Tuesdays. This is a nice treat. We've been off for a few weeks. So how have you been? How's your last few weeks been?
Oh, they've been great. And I have to tell you, Kayleen, today I'm a little bit distracted because the Braves are playing in the NLDS, and I'm actually taking my son down to the game this afternoon. It's a 5:07 first pitch, and we're going to go down a little early. So I find myself just having trouble focusing on work because I'm so excited about being at that game and hopefully seeing our Braves clinch a shot at the National League Championship Series. That's what we're hoping.
I love it and totally forgive me for being distracted. In fact, hey fans, if Scott is not around to answer questions at the end, we understand why and totally support it. Because also, I've heard the traffic in Atlanta is kind of gross. And so, yes, totally understood. And yeah, that's actually very exciting because there's nothing better than the sound and the energy of a game, especially when it gets to this level.
Yeah, there's something about, October baseball. I've been into it even more this year, watching the games, watching last night, the Red Sox beat the Rays and clinch. And yeah, so I don't know what it is about October baseball. The weather's perfect too. It's like 80 degrees here in Atlanta, beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love this time of year.
It is. It's a good time of year to skip out and watch the baseball. I highly enjoy that for sure. And it is also careers in construction month. So, we can kind of blend that with the amazing construction with the Braves and then also getting a career. That was a week segue.
That was a little bit of a stretch.
I know, I was a bit of a stretch. But before we get started and bring on our guest, Joseph Echols, who's one of our great friends and big champions with Careers in Construction Month, I wanted to geek out about one of my newest projects. So I'm kind of tired of having this as my backdrop. And for a while, I've wanted to build the studio. And so I'm building myself a Murphy bed. And I finally have the plans and cut sheet. And so lots of storage that I'll be adding. And then also a nice vertical Murphy bed, which is going to give me so much space. So I've been teaching students today the art of building a toolbox, but then also showing them kind of the plans that we get to follow as we continue on with our building this. So in the next few weeks, I'm excited that hopefully my background will be changing a little bit more construction-y, but still inside because it's going to be snowing next week and I'm over it already.
Wait, it's going to be what next week?
Snowing. Well, it was supposed to snow on Friday, but I think it's been bumped a little bit. So
that is crazy. That is so crazy. So where's the Murphy bed going to go? Is that going to be in your bedroom or is that like another room or what's the deal?
Yeah, into a spare office, which will be nice because being able to update audio a little bit, but then also needing a space to build with all of our little builders programs, something a little bit more coherent and builder-esque. So I'm very excited to get to, build something that also I will get to use right away. And that is one of the bonuses on working in this industry is we can actually build the things we need.
That is so cool. I can't wait to see it.
No, thank you. I will definitely document it along and hopefully it will inspire some more folks to get to building. And just like this week with our guest, like I was saying, Joseph Echols is going to be joining us. And what I'm really excited about is the program he's involved with gets students interested in the trades, but then also starts to show the career path in high school. So gosh, if I had been able to look at blueprints like these and actually see how applicable some math projects are, or even, Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared equals how I square up my bed frame. Wow. So
And Joseph is great. He's a perfect guest. He's new in this position with the technical college system, but you've known him a long time, and the passion that he has. But dual enrollment is so cool because it's such an efficient way for students. The way it works is they get to earn high school credit and college credit or technical college credit at the same time. They take one class and they earn, credit for their high school work and credit if they want to continue beyond high school, which I think is so cool. And and we couldn't have a better person on today to tell us all about it and how it works. And I'm looking forward to sitting back and listening to Joseph and what he has to share today.
Yes, very, very informative. And again, I encourage all of our fans to type in any questions that you may have. We will get them answered. But if not, right at the end, we know that Scott did ditch out to go see some baseball.
I'm going to try to stick around, but if I'm not here, you know where I am.
Absolutely. And I'm jealous. I'm 100% jealous. I wish the Rockies had done this well earlier. So yeah, there's something, you're right. There is something magical about that. So here is Joseph. Technology. My internet too is very slow today. So, hey, Joseph, hello.
How are you?
I'm terrific. How are you doing today?
Doing amazing.
Joseph, Scott and I are both thrilled to have you join us for lunch and geek out a little bit. We've had you on before. You've also been a co-host. I feel like you've had many different roles with our lunch. So welcome back as a guest. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I love being part of this team.
Right? Sharing the good message. And anyway, what Georgia is doing, I think, is so far advanced than other states. So I'm always thrilled to celebrate it and show off. And so since your last time on our show, you are now the director for dual enrollment of the Technical College System of Georgia. High five, Joseph. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Still hard to believe.
And that is incredibly cool. And for our viewers, can you explain a little bit then what is your new role title?
So with the new role, pretty much we have 22 colleges in the state of Georgia on the technical school side. And with that, I'm over pretty much the communication, the flow, and all of everything of how dual enrollment works. And with dual enrollment, it's the opportunity for your student, child, whomever you know, to actually get college credit while they're still in high school. So ideally, it's a platform to help accelerate and help make sure that your students succeed sooner and really just help build that game plan, because they're able to also get a feel for what they like and what they don't like while they're still in high school.
Exactly. And that is part of it. You have to experiment a little bit, see what you like and not make that investment, which college now is a pretty hardy investment. And so getting 30 hours, that's huge. Does that equate into, like, how far into a degree does that take you?
So it really just depends. So students have multiple options. So with me, I'm on the TCSG side, but here in the state of Georgia, there's also USG. So USGs are your traditional schools, like your UGAs, your Georgia States, your Clayton States, schools like that, where I'm on the technical college side. So dual enrollment works for both schools, where students with us can still take core classes, which are the ones that are also going to transfer over to your four-year institutions, or they can also do what's called your career readiness courses. So we have TCCs, which is your technical credit certifications, or your diplomas. So these are, especially like for CEFCA, these are the students that you're looking for who are not only eager and willing to start working, but they're already certified in those categories.
That's amazing. Hang on. I still really want to dress up as a high school student and be like, oh, I want free education again. Like,
you could pull it off.
Maybe pull it off. The ridiculous earrings, I think, help sometimes, but not necessarily how much coffee I have to drink for this. But okay, so real quick, and maybe this is later on, but I want to touch on this because you talk about how these credits go towards the traditional university system, but also the technical college. And I think sometimes parents and students both think that if you don't go to the university system and choose a technical college, you're going to miss out on like the college experience. But don't some of your technical colleges have like dorms and like a...
We have one here in the state of Georgia that actually has housing. So it's not as common on the tech side, but it's also like, you really just have to figure out which model of education works best for you, because they all serve a purpose, right? So your traditional schools, you kind of mature and grow up a little bit, but you don't still necessarily know what you want to do. On the tech side, and what I like my whole team, which I love my team across the state, we push the message where just because you have these certifications also doesn't mean like this is forever. Like this is a platform to make money, good money, great money now. It'll also fund your education when you decide to go get that 4-year degree, or if you decide to turn it to a career, you already have your qualifications before you even left high school. So it just puts you that much further in front of everyone else.
And hugely so. As an employer, I am looking for people with those certifications and then also some experience behind it. And the fact, age at that point to me does not matter. How long have you been in the industry? It takes practice. And so, your students are going to be so
I'll point this
affordable.
out for you too on the hiring side. Those students are likely to stay longer because they don't owe anything. Like they're getting these for free. So the fact that you're earning these certifications, these credentials, these diplomas, even some of your core classes for free means you're less likely to job hop because you're paying back so much in student loans.
I did not even think about that statistic, and high five to that. Talk about setting your student up for success. I mean, wow, this is such an amazing opportunity to get involved with this. And so, okay, I know we jumped around a little bit and this is amazing. Can we bring up the website again? And while we're doing that, can you tell me again, what is the website that folks should go to check out more information?
So for TCSG, it's just www.tcsg.edu. But for the dual enrollment, it's the /dual enrollment. And it will bring you to this page. This will give you everything up to what college you're looking for. So if you see right here on the screen, right there in the middle, underneath the students, once you click on find your college, it's going to pull up a drop down that'll allow you to put in the county that you live in. Once you put in that county, it's going to show you the college that's in your jurisdiction. So this just helps streamline the communication flow. We want to make that as smooth as possible. And then once you locate your college, you can then find out which programs they offer, because though as a whole, we offer over 600 programs, each school still offers its own NIT.
Wow, though, still the opportunity. I mean, you can travel in state and find something you really enjoy, and that's amazing. So
and students are doing that after high school. Like they're going to other technical schools outside of where they live, but while they're doing the dual enrollment part, it's right what's in their back door.
So smart. Again, this is so smart, and I cannot encourage any student doing this. Like, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's you're getting a free education in high school, but then also the fact that you are getting these credentialing and further education in the 30 hours. That's a huge investment towards who knows.
Right.
Like it's kind of an amazing opportunity. And so you said 600 programs. That's plenty to pick from.
Yes.
I love it. I want to now go through all of them, but because it is Careers in Construction Month, and we are interested in building the workforce, what are the construction related programs that's like students can take?
So even on that particular page, or if you go to tcsg.edu/programs, it'll auto-populate to those. Under construction, we have general construction, which has a list of programs. We have construction mechanical systems. We have drafting and GIS, manufacturing and maintenance, and then welding and joining technology.
Ooh,
so we cover all of those categories.
Okay.
There you go. So if you scroll down, and these are all the different categories, but if you click on industrial technologies on your own time, it's going to pull up that list of the different construction fields.
That's fantastic. And these things too, you think of welding and joining, these are industries that are hiring right now. They're in high demand. And so to get that extra bump in front of your peers as far as education is, I'm just jealous all the way around. So then,
shameless plug, I know this for a fact because my son did this route while he was in high school. So
and he is very successful. It's pretty impressive to see where Andrew is going with this. I absolutely love seeing that too. Like, because you are seeing students also graduate and they're making very good money to start off with. Well, yes. I wish that I was making that kind of percentage when I graduated high school, but then you're also seeing them kind of grow and flourish and get a little bit more adjusted into the working world. And also then continue to get raises. Like, high five, guys.
If I had to start over again, I would have definitely gone that route first as well. I'd have done that. And then also remember, it's not only about what the students are saving now and the money they're making now, but it's what they save in the future. So let's even say you have a HVAC certification and then you go into a traditional business or a traditional career, but you still have that certification to do the work on your own. So you're not hiring someone, and we can all relate to when the HVAC person shows up and it's $75 to $125 just to pull into your driveway. Get rid of all of that.
It is, and you're right, because I think of it as, so now you're a better consumer or working on your own home, but taking some of these classes now, when you take your car to the mechanic, you are more educated in discussing what you need done and feel a bit more empowered. So we're empowering students with this valuable life education, but then, by the way, great careers and 30 hours for free. Okay, help me understand this, because I'm from Colorado. We're a square state, pretty boring. So let's say I'm in high school. How do I don't have to pay anything to do this?
No, so especially for, like you mentioned before, your first 30 hours. So the way the law works now, because dual enrollment has changed for those who've done it in the past. So with House Bill 444, if you're a 10th grade student, you can start taking dual enrollment as long as it's a CTAE-based course. If you want to take general ed or core classes, you have to be what's called Zell certified, which is a certain rigor of your GPA and test scores. Most students don't have that right away. Now, once you enter into your junior and senior year, then you can take whatever course you want, whether it's core or your CTAE-based courses. And that's where that timer starts to click in. Now, I know you mentioned 30 hours, but I also want to point out, especially on the TCSG side of things, a student can run out of their 30 hours that were paid for by dual enrollment, but if they're in the high demand programs like construction and things to that category, and there's a list on the sites under the Hope Career Grant, but if they're in those particular categories, they can also tap into the Hope Grant and the Hope Career Grant to continue on. So it's a little different because the dual enrollment 30 hours is completely free outside of expenses inside that program. And by expenses, I mean, let's say a student's culinary arts, they may have to pay for their apron, their books. Like there's not your learning books, but there's certain things that you're still responsible for depending on the program. But once you come out of that and enter into Hope Grant, like it still covers a large chunk of what the program costs.
This is amazing. The fact too that there's a grant system for students to tap into. Colorado is not quite like this, and I am so envious. And to all of our fans watching, oh my goodness, high five, Georgia. And so, okay, so let's say I get involved. I'm in 10th grade because I'm smart and I want to get a leg up and get ahead. Mm-hmm. Do I take these classes at my school or do I go somewhere else?
So this is why it's important to go to our site and figure out which school is your governing school, because each one operates completely different. There are circumstances where our instructors are the ones who are teaching in the high school. So they're adjunct instructors, which makes it really simple. There's also career centers that students go to that are just adjacent or close to the high school. So it really just depends, because you may be on our campus, you might be in our career center, you may even have to come after hours. So when you go to this page, it'll show you, like once you click on what county you're in, it'll show you which one of our 22 colleges is going to be your serving college.
That's fantastic too. So nice options, a variety of different ways to participate with this. And, you know, I appreciate the ability to maybe go to a different facility and learn, but high five to the teachers who are dual certified for those high school students. Like,
yes. And that makes life simpler when you can do it in the high school, but we still challenge the students to come see our campus, because sometimes they're disconnected on what we really offer, because they're still thinking of it as high school because of their surrounding, and they're forgetting that this is a major concept, that you just come step foot on campus and network and come to our job fairs, because we have over 99% job placement rate. Like our students are either employed or they're continuing their education. Like it's not wasting time. It's not figuring things out. Like they're putting themselves in position to win.
I am blown away by that, because we're going to have to start redoing the statistics, because, you know, traditional college, there's so many that drop out, and then how many actually go to the field. So you're having 99% placement is astounding, and high five the students making that decision, because I know, woo! Okay, I'm ready to go back to high school and do this, because it's
I'm not going back to high school. You don't have to be a high school student though to take advantage of what we offer. It's just, they just get a jump start. This is open to anyone.
That is a very good point. Actually, I keep forgetting this technical school system, or the technical college system of Georgia, is pretty robust. And with 22 campuses, anybody can participate in furthering their education, because we need the workforce. You know, we want to hire and work with you. You just can't, you know, sometimes you need further education. You'd also
be surprised how many people I know who already have a bachelor's degree who are coming back for these certifications. And one thing I want to plug, especially on the healthcare side, is we have students who are, especially like who want to go into nursing, who are entering in faster than other students because of the dual enrollment program, because they're already certified in like CNA, because programs are now requiring certain certifications, where the traditional student went the traditional route, which is just the academic side. But our students are coming in with the certification and the academics.
Oh my gosh. And serious, you think of how farther ahead they are and what an advantage you have just to be established. And I do love that, you know, students can come to campus and see the larger picture and really understand how broad this opportunity is. Real quick though, if I want to get to and from campus, is there transportation
So it depends on the college. Yeah. So yes,
Right.
some do have bus systems where if they're like block period, they'll bring you and take you back to school or vice versa. But there are some that don't, just depending on. So like, especially the schools closer to Atlanta, it's just really difficult to have bus transportation anyway, traffic and all that fun stuff. So our more rural zones are easier, but yeah, there are certain options or certain colleges that do offer it, but not all.
This is absolutely fascinating. So when students are interested and they go to the website, should they keep in mind like semesters? Is there a timing that they need to be thinking of to sign up for those opportunities?
Yes, so we are rolling admissions, which just means up until drop ad is over, you can pretty much sign up for classes, but it's important to understand those classes fill up quickly. So you want to apply sooner than later for whether it's fall, spring, or summer. With the admissions policy right now, we're actually what's called test optional still because of the COVID pandemic, which means students can just come in with their high school GPA, even on the dual enrollment side. So again, it depends on the college, but some schools will allow you with a 2.0 or higher into any program. Other schools have higher requirements, especially for like the core classes, which would be at least a 2.6. So we do advise and we're very transparent. So though dual enrollment is open to everyone, we still want the student to take the correct courses. So for example, if your student is a 2.1 student, like the CTAE courses are perfect. We may want to steer away from the core until we're sure that they're going to do well, because this does start their college transcript. Like these grades follow them. So you don't want a student who's going to take an English 1101 and end up with a DRC, because that actually hurts them. So we want students to be propelled and not slowed down.
It's so smart. And, I think a lot of people kind of get the wrong idea about GPAs. Just because you have a low GPA does not mean that you are not smart. It just might mean that you are maybe expressing that technique in the right way. And I look at the CTAE programs, I say this and I mean it. I did not thoroughly understand the Pythagorean theorem until I framed a wall. And this was in my 20s. And so, when I took the tests in school, I wasn't great at that, but it's because I was not applying that knowledge in the right way. And so these classes really, really give that opportunity to let students thrive and then find too what their spark is. Like, oh.
It is. And it's the hands-on side. That's why I love TCSG. Like it's the hands-on. It's not just the concept of theory. You really get to implement what you're learning. You have someone in the industry certified already teaching you. And I really challenge people who are in the industry to come back and teach, because our demand has grown so much. We need more teachers, whether you want to be full-time or adjunct. Like we need more inside of this to help us continue to grow these programs here in Georgia.
That is a great point. Absolutely. Because we are looking at a lot of folks retiring, but I think it's because our bodies are broken. Contractors didn't do yoga as they should have, and, have enough water. And so these contractors with brilliant minds, but perhaps like hurt knees and hands, can still come into the classroom and pass on that knowledge that is so valuable and rich to our success. So, Joseph, I love this so much. And, I love the points that you make about really wanting to make students successful. But then also, can you touch a little bit on making parents feel successful? Because I wonder about parents and the decisions they make and wanting to make sure their kid is on the right path, but always might be a little bit hesitant with a technical college.
So I'll speak from personal experience, because in my 15 plus years of education, I used to be that you have to go to college. You have to do the traditional route, have to. But then I've learned that you have to listen to your student as well. So like my son was doing extremely well in school, but I also know he did not enjoy school, but he loved using his hands. So when he did do enrollment, he fell in love with the welding concept. And then he did his diploma in welding. He still got some core classes knocked out. So what I tell parents is listen to your student, find out what their passion is. I mean, it was just 10 years ago, we told people not to play video games because there was no money in it. And now look at these massive tournaments and bonuses, and it's on ESPN. So just talk to your student, find out what they enjoy, let them get their feet wet, especially if you're using dual enrollment, because it's not costing you any money. It's not costing you any time. Like get them in there, because you'll also find out what they don't like. Like I've seen at my old job, how many students thought they wanted to go into the medical field until they took medical, like hands-on courses. And they were like, maybe I don't want to do this, So it really just talk to your student, remove your ego. I think a lot of times we push students because we want to brag, or we push our kids because we want to brag about where they got accepted. but we don't talk about when they come back home. We don't talk about, you know, the transfer, like, and I'm not saying traditional college is bad. You just have to understand which path you need to make. I'm a firm believer, not every 18-year-old is ready for the traditional college experience. They might be ready at 2021, but why not get them a certification, get them employed in a career readiness job, and then let them pay for college out of pocket so they don't owe 40, 50, 60 grand when they get out.
These are all the most brilliant points. Yes, Joseph, agreed completely. It is. I love too. It's an opportunity to let students try what they do and don't like for free, and that's so valuable. And if nothing else, parents, you know, enroll your child into an automotive class because they'll do the oil changes on your car for free. Come on.
And plug them into like SEFCA, like plug them into what y'all are doing, plug them into these different, I know my son was with the mechanical contractors apprenticeship program. Like we're trying to also partner with all these companies to help feed what Georgia, because the reason these programs are free, and like this is the 17 programs on the screen now of the free tuition, is because this is what Georgia needs. So we already know if you're feeling a need, not only does it already pay well, it pays excessive, because it's a need and it's an incentive. So we're giving you the education for free, and you're going to get paid excessive once you enter into that field. Like it's really a win-win. And the only thing stopping you from doing that is your ego.
I completely agree. Ego and a bit of disbelief that it's really that good.
Yep.
You know, that like really, 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 my child can get a free education and certificates and all this great stuff. And, you know, I'd love to bring Scott back in too and get his thoughts on this, because it's a nice blend with preparing students. And then Scott is also helping with that transition. And it's, oh my goodness, it's just, I don't see how it could not be anything but perfect. And Joseph, thank you for coming on and geeking out for lunch, because again, it just sounds fake. It really does. From an out-of-towner, it just doesn't sound like it could be true, but it really is. And it's even better than that. And I think it's going to continue this way for quite a while.
Agreed. We're doing some amazing things. I love it.
Oh, it's great. So Scott, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. It's awesome. What did you think of today's lunch?
Well, I love the advice that Joseph gave there toward the end about listening to each individual student. That's probably my single favorite advice that I give to parents, because as you can imagine, in the role that I'm in, I get asked all the time, you know, what's your advice? And I tell parents, teachers, counselors, hey, listen to the individual student. We are all unique individuals who are here to uncover our unique path forward in life. And I think for too long, we've tried to cram everybody, you know, in a certain box, you know, without really listening to their individual needs and desires and all of that. And so I love that advice that Joseph gave. And dual enrollment, again, is a great way to test the waters. It's a great way for a student to explore different opportunities in a really low risk, comfortable environment, right? They can do it while they're still in high school. So they're not going out on a limb. They're not taking on a lot of student debt. So it's a real good low risk way to find out, for students to find out what their passions are and what they want to do when they grow up. So I love it. I'm so thankful again that we have Joseph here in Georgia. You know, I tell you all the time, Kayleen, we're so blessed with amazing people, individuals who are passionate about this work, and just so thankful to Joseph and the technical college system of Georgia. I mean, here's another, you know, cutting edge thing that they're doing. And I'm just so thankful that we have them here in our state.
Yeah, agreed. Joseph, one more time, would you mind repeating the website where folks can go to, well, just enroll in the system?
So if they just go to www.tcsg.edu, that's our main page. And if they want more information on dual enrollment or the college of their dual enrollment choice, just /dual enrollment. And that's DUALENROLLMENT.
Thank you very much for spelling that. My dyslexia would have put in too many M's, I believe. So friends, thank you so much for a wonderful lunch. It's been great to see you again, Scott, after this time off, and always wonderful to catch up with you, Joseph. Congratulations again on the position. And I hope we crash your internet today with so many people, all the good information there. So again, any information you can check out cefca.org, and please text 31996. career path to 31996 if you have any further questions, or you can always type your questions into our chat box and we'll get those answered for you. So again, friends, have a wonderful rest of your afternoon and your week, and we'll see you next time.
I want to give a shout out to my sister. It's her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to Joseph's sister.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you. Y'all have a great one.